Okay, hi everybody. Good afternoon if you're in the UK. It is currently 2 p.m. If you're in the US, it depends where you are, but 9 a.m. on the East Coast, and I believe 8, 7, 6 a.m. on the West Coast, so very early there. But this is the only time that I can do these daily coaching calls that are vaguely okay for the US time zone, because I have to go and pick my girls up at 3 o'clock from their school, and it was their first day today, so pretty exciting day. They were starting in what's called year 1 over here today, and my husband even walked them up to school with me today. So yeah, pretty exciting day. I mean, they were doing what the equivalent of kindergarten last year, but year 1 is kind of when it all starts. So that is why I have to do them at this time. You know, I'm sure that you understand, but they are being recorded, so I will be sure to send out the recordings. Right, let's get started. Today is Monday, and on Mondays my intention is to have a kind of a motivational type call. I'm going to keep all of these coaching sessions short. I'm going to stick as much as I can to the half-hour time slot. I know everybody's busy, whether it's 2 p.m., 9 a.m. or whatever time it is. I know everybody's busy, so I'm going to be get straight in, and I'm going to be sort of concise and to the point if I can be, although I do tend to waffle around the point sometimes, so you just have to bear with me on that. So today, like I said, Monday, so it's going to be a kind of motivational type call. That's what I intend to do every Monday. And then Tuesdays and Wednesdays we'll be diving into something a little bit more technical. Perhaps we'll do a different strategy each week. I haven't quite planned out exactly how to do it, because I want to hear from you what you want to be trained on as well. You know, I'm going to stick with that Monday motivational call, and then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, well, anything goes really. I can teach you about marketing on Facebook, I can teach you about marketing on YouTube, I can teach you various different strategies, paid marketing, PPV, you know, various things, video marketing on Facebook, several free strategies. Blogging, I have my own blog, I can teach you that. So attraction marketing skills, you just need to let me know really what you want to learn about, and I'll see what I can do, and that will be sort of Tuesday and Wednesday, but like I said, I'll keep them short, so let's get going. Today I have got a little bit of a presentation, because sometimes I think for people it helps to have a sort of visualization in front of them. Some people don't need that, some people prefer it, so I thought I'd do it. It's just short, it's just notes so that you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Before I do that, I'll just double check that everybody can see and hear me. So if you could just let me enable the chat. If you can just post in the chat if there's, if you can see and hear me, if everything's okay, then I will share my screen and I will get started. I see some familiar names in the attendee list. Let me turn that off as well. Nothing more annoying than having dings in the background. I see some familiar names. Hi Paul, hi Joe. You know, there are some other names in there too. I do look familiar. Those two are particularly familiar, so hi to you two. And let me know. I've enabled the chat, so let me know if you can see and hear me. And likewise, of course, let me know if there's a problem. And if I don't hear anything, I'm just going to assume that everything's okay. Just get started, okay? I'll enable the Q&A as well so that you can post in there. Okay, everything's enabled. Nobody is posting anything, so I'm just going to assume, since it's 5 past already, that you can see and hear me, and I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started. So, screen share. Okay, off we go. So, like I said, I do have this Yeah, let's get it going. So for the first session, what I thought I would talk about is setting achievable goals, because the aim at the end of the day is for you to achieve results. And in order to do that, you need to take action with your business. What a lot of people tend to do is they set themselves unrealistic goals. And it's okay to have that sort of endpoint in mind. But some people tend to set themselves even short-term, unrealistic goals. And then when they don't achieve them, they don't feel like, they don't feel that sense of success. Instead, people feel a sense of failure. And that's when people tend to give up. You know, it's like I was a school teacher. I used to see it with children in school. There were some parents and some teachers who set children who needed those easier short-term goals. They would set them unachievable short-term goals, thrust something in front of them that there was no way that child could achieve. And of course, the result was that the child just pushed the piece of paper or whatever it was on the floor, misbehaved, did anything that they could do to kind of distract attention away from that unachievable goal that they've been asked to do, and felt failure. And if that happens time and time again to anybody, you're not going to stick with what you're aiming for in the first place. So it's all about setting yourself achievable goals. And the main aim is for you to take action, because no matter what goals you have, if you don't take action towards those goals, you're not going to get anywhere. Sometimes action is actually inaction, and I don't even know if there is such a word as inaction. I've made it up, but it fits perfectly with what I'm talking about here. Sometimes people are taking actions here, there, and everywhere and actually not getting anywhere, and that's actually worse than not taking any action at all. When you get online, just to explain it a little bit more clearly, when you get online, there are so many directions and avenues that you can take, that you can, the possibilities laid out for you, that it's very easy to feel stretched in all directions if you don't hone in on just one of those directions. You can feel like you're being stretched in all directions. There's shiny objects here and there and everywhere. There's training here, there, and everywhere. And you know, you can feel like you have to do everything, but at the end of the day, if you do that, you will actually be achieving nothing. It can leave you feeling both overwhelmed and confused, but there are ways around it. There are ways that you can avoid that overwhelmed feeling and that confusion. And once you grasp how to do that, which isn't difficult, you can start achieving those achievable short-term goals that you're setting for yourself, and then you start to feel a sense of success. So I put there, instead you end up taking small steps in all directions and actually end up not taking any focused actions at all, and that is the mistake that a lot of people make. Obviously, I have been guilty of that at times as well. I'm not saying I haven't been, but you need to recognize when you're doing it. You think you're achieving, and I've seen this a lot. I've had people tell me, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, but I'm not getting any leads. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Well, they think they're taking action, but in reality, what you're doing is just a little bit here and a little bit there, and that can actually be worse than doing nothing. I'm doing a course at the moment with a lady named Diane Hockman, and she said when she was first learning, she was learning from some of the real top dogs in the industry. One of them taught her that she had to pick a daily task every day that people didn't even need to know that she was doing. something that didn't even need to be anything to do with her business whatsoever. And it could be something as simple as going outside and moving a rock in the yard. And I'm serious, this is what she was told to do. This was by one of the top industry leaders, 7-figure leaders. Go outside and move a rock. And she did it. Every single day, she went outside and she moved a rock. Nobody else knew about it, but she knew about it. She knew that was one of her daily tasks that she set for herself to do every single day, and she did it. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do that, but I think you can see my point here is that you need to set yourself achievable tasks that you can do every day so that you can feel that sense of achievement. Okay, then you need to set up a plan of action. And I cannot tell you exactly how to do that, because I think everybody here is adult, and everybody here has different ways of working and different ways that work for you. So how you do this is entirely up to you. I'm not a believer in firm, inflexible goals with time limits. I'm just not. I think that they kind of set yourself up for failure. However, some people love working that way. So if you want to set yourself goals with dates and times and things like that, then that's how you work best, and that's up to you. But you do need some kind of a plan. And more importantly, you do need to see that plan through to the end, because this is the downfall of most marketers. They set up that plan. It might be a long-term plan, it might be a short-term plan, and then it gets to the evening and they go and watch television. And I'm not saying you can't watch television. I'm just saying that you need to have that consistency, that if you haven't achieved whatever goals you set out to achieve that day, you don't watch television that evening. You sacrifice that television time and you first achieve those goals. And believe me, when you go to bed that night, you'll feel a lot better for having achieved those goals. And they can be silly and basic, but you've achieved them, than if you just watch television and then you go to bed and you don't feel motivated, you don't feel that sense of achievement. So you need to see your plan of action through to the end. And it needs to be a focused plan. And like I say, however works best for you, you need a focused plan of action. So yes, you need to have that final end goal in mind, which you're setting out to reach. But then you need to break it down, and we're going to go into that in just a second. So step one, and this is critical, it's really, really important. You've probably heard people talk about this before. I've talked about this before, but I don't think you can talk about this too much. You need to have that clear vision. The first step is to truly have that clear vision in your mind of where you are heading. If you can, actually close your eyes and really visualize where it is you want to be in 6 months, in a year, in 5 years. You're not allowed to just say, I want more money, because that's not a vision. You need to think about the details. And when I say that, I mean really think about the details. What car do you want to be driving? What color will that car be? What will it smell like? What will the interior look like? How much time will you be spending with your children? If you have children, how many vacations will you go on? Where will you take those vacations? Yes, you need the money in order to have those things, but you really, really need to be able to visualize those things. Where will you go out to eat? Where do you go out to eat now? Where will you go out to eat in 6 months' time, in a year, in 5 years? How many times will you see your family? And I mean your other family, not just your the family that you live with. I mean the rest of your family. If you're a family person, what presents will you get for your spouse? You know, I'm just coming up with things off the top of my head, but you need to have that visualization. because that is what will inspire you to take that daily action. And only you can do that. Only you have that vision. Only you can create that vision for yourself. Just like it's only you who can stay up and achieve that daily task instead of watching the television in the evening. Okay, all of this is down to you. You don't have a boss in this business. You're the boss. Step 2, you need to have short-term goals. With that end goal in mind, write out your shorter-term goals. And I don't mean your daily goals here. I mean your shorter-term goals. A week from now, a month from now, 6 months from now. This can be flexible. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get to that goal after week 1. Don't beat yourself up. But if you were doing something that you know you could do better in the following week, then make sure you do. These must be achievable goals, and you need to break them down into as small steps as necessary. It's really important. And then step 3, breaking it down even more into the focused daily tasks. Know that this will evolve over time. This is really important. It doesn't matter what you're putting down now. Just know that in a few weeks from now, a few months from now, your daily tasks might look quite different, but that's okay because you're learning and you're doing. So, hope that your daily tasks will look different. They should look different. It should evolve over time. And you will almost certainly need to revisit this on a regular basis. And again, it's up to you. Revisit this on as regular a basis as you need to revisit this. This is one of the reasons why I don't believe you can have goals or steps set in stone from day 1. You just can't. It's impossible. So instead, have focused daily steps, small steps you must accomplish each day, and others that can be ones that you try to accomplish. And then hold yourself accountable. Remember that vision. Hold that vision in your mind. And some steps can be so small they seem silly, and that's okay. Remember I talked about moving the rock. That's okay, so long as you actually do it. That's to encourage you to take action, which is what a lot of people fall down on. Or they might do it for a week and then they don't do it. Okay, some examples of daily tasks, and I put here, hint, the top producers do these things, and they do. The top producers do these things on a regular basis, day in, day out. Connect with 5 to 10 new people each day. Don't have a set agenda. Don't think you're going to sell those people your network marketing business, top tier business, MLM business, whatever it is, affiliate marketing, whatever it is that you're doing, doesn't matter. Don't think that when you connect with those people, you are going to sell to them. Don't have that agenda in mind when you connect with people. That's not how you approach people when you talk to them on the street. So that shouldn't be how you approach people when you talk to them online. You're just connecting with people. 5 to 10 new people each day. And if you just connect with them, that's okay. Now, it's best if after a pretty short period of time, you start to build up an email list. That way you can not only connect with people, but you can get them onto your list. And if you're with a program, an email marketing I don't know, system, platform, whatever it's called, such as Aweber, it's really easy to get people onto that list. You just talk to them about the fact that you send out useful information and training on a regular basis and ask them if they'd like to receive your email letters. And if the answer is yes, then you say, well, can you send me a blank email to, and then your username at aweber.com, and they will automatically be put on your email list. And you know, if you're thinking to yourself right now that I'm new, I don't have an email list, or that's okay, don't worry about doing that right now then. But you need to start, the whole idea of online marketing is that you're building up your audience. So there's not much point building up an audience if you haven't got anything to send them to show them. So you could get them to like your Facebook page at the beginning. But at the end of the day, you need to be building up not only your social media following, which you can post, you know, useful information and also your offers to. It's supposed to be 90% useful information, 10% offers on something like a Facebook account. But I would also aim to be building up that email list as well. And a very useful place to have training to send them to, even if you're brand new from day one, is My Lead System Pro. So bear that in mind, and if you want some more information about My Lead System Pro, then just send me an email. I can give you more information. Create some kind of content each day, or that it could be every other day. So at the beginning, maybe you're connecting with 5 people each day, asking them to like your, well, talking to them, connecting with them, and once you've made a connection, ask them if they like some further training and tips to like your Facebook page. And creating content every other day. Now, it's easy, even if you're new, to come up with content. There is so much online to give you content, enough for something every day. But, you know, at the beginning, maybe it's something every other day. One thing you need to remember is content can be a 1-minute video. It can be a Facebook post. It can be a really long blog post. You know, it can range from one end of the spectrum to the other. Don't beat yourself up if for one day all you've done is a couple of Facebook posts. That's still content. And then another day, if you have a blog, and you certainly don't need a blog at the beginning, if you have a blog, maybe it's, say, a blog post. Maybe another day you've got more time and you can record a short video and put it on a blog post. Where do you get that content? Well, from one training webinar, you can get enough content for several pieces of content. Go to one of the leaders' blogs each day. Take a look at what they're posting and then sort of put it in your own words. You know, there's so many places online where you can get content. You can learn enough to create your own piece of content. And content, like I said, it can be short, it can be simple, and it can be long, and it can be complex. And you should be aiming to do somewhere a whole mix, but at least something every other day, just to get yourself out there. It's not difficult to set up a YouTube channel. It's not difficult to start recording short videos. A YouTube channel is free. Videos can be on an iPhone. You don't need any kind of fancy equipment. Okay, do some kind of daily motivation every day. And that can be literally 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. It's the easiest way to do that, again, is just to listen to the MLSP Daily Wake Up Call. Dial in 832-551-5901, PIN number 100669. But there are plenty of other ways to get daily motivation. There's books, there's audio books. Listen to 10 to 15 minutes of a motivational audio book on your way to work, while you're having a cup of coffee in the morning. You know, it doesn't need to interrupt your day, is my point. And when you're learning a new skill, and make sure you focus on just one skill at a time, set aside time for that learning of that new skill. Set aside time for your training, but make sure you're implementing it straight away. As you're learning, you need to be implementing. So you might choose to be learning about how to do Facebook marketing. You might choose to be learning about how to do blogging. You might choose to be learning about how to do video marketing. A lot of stuff, such as creating a blog, can be outsourced so that you can get it created, and then all you need to learn how to do is find the content and write blog posts. That's simple enough. But these are examples of daily tasks. It's up to you what daily tasks you set yourself. But they're not difficult to do, and this is what the top producers are doing. They're connecting with people, they're creating some kind of content, and they're doing some motivational, some kind of daily motivation. And then once that audience starts to build up, once you start to build up that audience, you can be engaging with your audience. But at the beginning, you're not going to have an audience. You're learning how to build up that audience. And then as you're connecting with people, and as you're learning how to generate leads online, that's when your audience will build up. And then you need to make sure you're engaging with that audience. And again, the easiest way to generate leads online, the easiest way to learn how to engage with that audience and to have from day one training to send that audience to, live training and recorded training to send to them, is to be in an attraction marketing system such as My Lead System Pro. You need to break your old habits. This is the problem that most people have. Is, you know, old habits die hard, is what people say. I've put a little picture there, now and later, and you know, up until this point, maybe you've put things off till later. You need to start to make sure you're doing everything now. Old habits are hard to break, so close your eyes and visualize that end goal. Revisit the action steps on a regular basis. Take action. Feel a sense of accomplishment by giving yourself action steps that you can achieve. They could be stupid silly at the beginning, especially if you haven't got much time, so that you start to get results. Okay? Let me come back to, if I can. Turn off the screen share. Okay. Thanks, Joe, for replying. Right, what I want to know, just before we go, because it is nearly past, is if that made sense to you. What did you, what can you take away from what I've just been saying to you? What will you take away from that, and what actions will you take right now? You don't need to answer that, but I want you to really think about it. If somebody does want to answer it, that's great, share it. But I'm not expecting you to necessarily. So really, I want you to take something away each day from what I'm saying to you, and really start to take action. I say it a lot, but it really is the crux of marketing, of having success, achieving success when you're marketing online. So set yourself those achievable goals. Have that end goal in mind, that vision in mind. Set yourself achievable shorter-term goals, and set yourself achievable daily tasks. I gave you some ideas of some daily tasks that you can do. But it really depends on you. It depends on how much time you have. It depends on you know, where you are in your business. You know, a lot of it depends on where you are right now. Don't get stuck in any kind of a learning mode. Make sure you're implementing what you're learning, and have fun. I mean, you know, the whole point of marketing is not only to achieve and to at the end of the day to earn money so that you can achieve that vision and have that time freedom as well, but to have fun with it. So people are not going to resonate you're not going to resonate with people unless they can see that you're having fun. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day for now, and get going with what I've said. Get going with creating that content, connecting with those people. Lose the agenda. You'll find you'll have a huge difference when you just lift that off of your back, lift that off of your shoulders. Just connect with people, and then if people are looking for, they have a problem, they're looking for a solution, then place the solution that you have in your pocket in front of them and just casually see if it's for them. I look forward to tomorrow's daily training, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.